Hello, everybody. Welcome to the X Factor with the Crypto Hipster, Season 2, Episode 2. We have an amazing show for you today. Welcome and thank you for tuning in. This promises to be one of the highlights of the day. I also have a new podcast, a new Crypto Hipster podcast published this morning, a little earlier today. It is with Mark McCurry, um, who is the head of blockchain at Shrapnel. And tomorrow, I have an interview with Jamie Goldblatt, who is the founder of Mind Chill 360. I interviewed him a year ago, and I interviewed him again because he's an amazing creator. So enjoy, and let's get to today's news. Um, Important things happening. We'll start out with an overall report from McKinsey. Yes, McKinsey. Metaverse to possibly create $5 trillion in value by 2030. Okay, great. While the 2022 bear market grazed off the excitement around built the budding crypto sub ecosystems such as non fungible tokens, NFTs, the metaverse remains well positioned for long term disruption. Considering the myriad of consumer and business centric use cases the metaverse could cater to, a McKinsey and Company report highlights the technology's potential to generate up to $5 trillion in value by 2030. For the metaverse to reach its full potential, the report highlighted the need for four technology enablers: devices, augmented reality, virtual reality, sensors, haptics, and peripherals. Second, interoperability and open standards. Third, facilitating platforms. And fourth, development tools. However, the success of the metaverse is weighed by a greater focus on maximizing the human experience, aimed at delivering positive experiences for consumers, end users, and citizens. That's probably going to be the biggest challenge. Um, and there are consumer use cases out there that saying virtual assets, gaming, hardware, e-commerce, live entertainment, education, health and fitness, ads, digital media. That's consumer use cases. And then enterprise use cases include banking, manufacturing, professional services, retail, telecommunications, media, process manufacturing, education, and utilities, and many more. So they're thinking that it's going to be a tremendous growth area. And that is positive news to kick off our show. I encourage people to read this metaverse report put out by a leader in the business consulting world, McKinsey. So that's really good news. So to uh, let's go to Gemini. Okay, Gemini and Genesis are charged by the SEC. What's new? With selling unregistered securities. Well, that was what crypto was, all about, and that's why it was created in the first place, to get away from the holistically bad TradFi space that people were not benefiting from. Let's see what's going on here. Um, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, yeah, Gary Gensler, on January 12th, charged cryptocurrency lending firm Genesis Global Capital and crypto exchange Gemini with offering unregistered securities through Gemini's Earn program. In December 2020, Genesis, a subsidiary of crypto conglomerate Digital Currency Group, entered into a deal with Gemini to offer the exchange's customers a yield-bearing crypto product. This was then launched in February 2021. Under the agreement, Gemini customers could loan their crypto to Genesis under the promise the latter would repay the loan with interest. Genesis had full control over how it would earn a yield to repay Gemini creditors. Um, yeah, so Gary Gensler put out a video I don't know if everybody saw that. I found it particularly insulting, comparing the yield program to wearing seat belts. Uh, I thought he was talking down to the industry, and it wasn't very cool. So, Gary, you need to make some changes in your demonstration and presentation. But hey, let's talk about Barry Silbert's response. Okay, he responded. All right, he responded a press letter to his shareholders. Okay, he penned a letter, right? Um, and it didn't go over well with a lot of people in the crypto community. But hey, let's read it, a little bit of it. What he says, Barry Silbert. I've been reflecting quite a bit about the past year, the state of the industry, and where things go from here. Here is an update to address those allegations. I am incredibly proud of the role that DCG and I have played as pioneers and builders over the past decade. We've invested in greater than 200 companies that have developed and shaped the industry. We've helped build the first publicly quoted BTC fund, the largest asset manager in the space. Okay. Um, I've been reflecting, and well, no, people say layman terms means I am wrecked and I can't pay Cameron or Tyler at Gemini. This is by King Kong, along the way. So, hey, you know what? There's been a lot of bad actors in the space, a lot of good actors. Everybody's blaming each other. Here at the X Factor, we don't really go into too much detail about the bad actors, except some of them. But I think it's important now. In addition, and I have to announce this now. In addition to the X Factor on Fridays, I am going to be launching a additional podcast. In addition to Crypto Hipster podcast, in addition to X Factor, I'm going to launch Drop the Soap. That's where I interview people like Barry Silbert and others who've been accused, so they can come on to the show and we can determine if they are innocent, if they are squeaky clean, or if at some point down the line they'll need to not drop the soap in the communal shower. So it's going to be called Drop the Soap, and it'll be interviews with really questionable tactics, antics. Any of the people who've been accused, like Duquan or Bankman Fried, are welcome to come on my show, and we can get into what's the real story and where they're really going to go. Are they going to go on vacation, and where's that vacation going to be? Let me know your thoughts, and also let me know your thoughts about the McKinsey report too, because that's a positive thing. So drop the soap. Let me know your thoughts, and McKinsey, let me know your thoughts, and let's move on. Okay, FTX. Oh, here we go again with the drop the soap potential. FTX asset sales challenged by U.S. trustee. U.S. trustee has filed an objection to plans by FTX to sell its units in Europe and Japan, among other businesses. Bankrupt crypto exchanges FTX plans to sell its digital currency futures and clearinghouse LedgerX, among other businesses, were challenged by a U.S. trustee on January 7, according to Reuters. As per the filing, U.S. trustee Andrew Vara called for an independent investigation before any sale, claiming the valuable information related to the exchange's bankruptcy could be compromised. Document states the sale of potentially valuable causes of action against the debtor's directors, officers, and employees, or any other person or entity should not be permitted until there has been a full and independent investigation into all persons and entities that may have been involved in any malfeasance, negligence, or other actionable conduct. Yeah, okay. So FTX lawyers argue that selling the units would be simpler, stating they were recently acquired and operated independently of FTX. Yeah, the lawyers are gonna make a lot of money. The lawyers are gonna make a lot of money here. So I don't like to see them making money off people's money, but hey, that's what they do. So let us go to um, let's go to a chain analysis report. Okay, this is a fun one. All right, this is really fun, and then we'll get into something else that's also fun. But hey, illicit crypto transactions reached an all-time high in 2022, according to a report by Chain Analysis. They've been doing some good work. They've been doing some good reports. I've talked about the reports before. 2022 set the record in illicit on-chain transactions, setting aside the criminal investigations of failed crypto businesses like FTX, Celsius, 3 Hours Capital, Terraform Labs, and others, possibly DCG and Genesis. According to a January 12 report from Chain Analysis, the total cryptocurrency value received by illicit addresses reached $20.1 billion last year. The numbers are not final, as the measure of illicit transaction volume grows over time, as the analysts identify new addresses associated with criminal activity. Moreover, it doesn't include proceeds from non-crypto native crimes like drug trafficking, and the funds on the balance sheet of the above-mentioned failed companies, which are now under investigation in many jurisdictions around the globe. At this point, it's 20.1 billion, and that exceeds the 18 billion in 2021 by 10%. However, it represents an all-time record and significantly by 60% transcends the 2020 marker, which stands at 8 billion. Lovely. Where do we go from here? What do you think 2023 is going to be? Let me know your thoughts on 2023. And I got to say something. Hey. That's how I say it. I want to say it like Carlos. Hey. That might be fat hour. I don't know. 800 victims of massive BitConnect fraud to receive $17 million restitution. A group of crypto fraud victims of the BitConnect investment scheme will see some respite from the multi-billion-dollar fraud scheme after court ordered they receive a share in the $17 million restitution. The U.S. District Court for the Southern District of California offered the restitution for the massive scheme on January 12th, according to a release from the same day from the Department of Justice. Around 800 victims of the scheme from 40 countries will be able to receive a small slice of the $17 million restitution. A term refers to the returning property of the monetary value of losses to the property owners. Yeah, that's some bad times. BitConnect. Remember BitConnect? Because if you're here, do you remember it? If not, what do you think about it? And what do you think about restitution? And let me know your thoughts. So let us go into, we're going to stay in the Americas, and we are going to go to El Salvador. El Salvador passes a landmark crypto bill paving way for Bitcoin-backed bonds. El Salvador has passed landmark legislation providing the legal framework for a Bitcoin-backed bond, known as the Volcano Bond, that will be used to pay down sovereign debt and fund the construction of its proposed Bitcoin city. The bill passed Wednesday with 62 votes for and 16 against, and is set to become law after it's ratified by President Bukele. Okay. Why do you think they call it the Volcano Bond? They're mining Bitcoin from a volcano. Really simple. The National Bitcoin Office of El Salvador announced the passage of the bill, and they're going to be offering the bonds soon. What do you think about the Bitcoin bonds? That's a new asset class on top of Bitcoin. Let me know your thoughts. I think it's really cool, but hey, I want to know your thoughts. Let me know them. Thank you very much. Let's go. Okay. Before we go to country specific, I want to talk about the BIS, the Bank of International Settlements. The Bank of International Settlements economists are suggesting improving traditional finance with CBDCs to attract users away from crypto. Okay, let's see what they say. Economists, never been a fan of Bitcoin. Economists at the Bank of International Settlements took a look at the risks inherent in the crypto ecosystem and came up with a seemingly novel solution. Develop an alternative, they advised in a bulletin this week. What they had in mind was central bank digital currency. The authors of the bulletin, headed by BIS senior economist Matteo Aquilina, said they sought lessons from the crypto winter that descended in 2022. The recent failures in crypto asset markets underscore the need to address the risks presented by crypto before those markets become systemic, they said. Both centralized and decentralized finance in the crypto world share many vulnerabilities that are familiar from traditional finance, the author said. However, risks resulting from high leverage, liquidity, and maturity mismatches and substantial information asymmetries are greater in crypto. Yeah, that's true. And inflation is greater in fiat. Inflation is greater in CBDCs. So, on one hand, you can hold a CBDC that doesn't go up in value ever and only declines over time, or you can have a crypto which goes up in value and has use cases and people are building on it. So it's really a choice. I mean, what's your choice? What do you think? Uh, are economists just scared they're going to lose their jobs because they're not important anymore? I don't know. I think you know. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you. Um, and let's see. London, not the song. London, the city. The city of London, British trade group, form a new digital currency advocacy alliance. The City of London has teamed up with a variety of trade associations to form the UK Forum for Digital Currencies, an alliance that will advocate for better policies, practice, and regulation around digital currencies, according to a statement released by its members. As well as the City of London Corporation, the city's municipal governing body, the forum consists of the Digital Pound Foundation, the Payments Association, City UK, and UK Finance. The latter three organizations are national financial and professional advocacy groups that have previously been engaged in crypto research and advocacy. The forum members will collaborate on an industry-wide response to the developments in cryptocurrency and cryptosphere, and the statement specifically mentions central bank digital currencies and the regulatory approach to stablecoins and other valuable crypto assets. The statement will. They did that. They said that, and we're out of there. I want to see London Bridge. All right. Um, I skipped a South American country. I'm going to go back across the ocean right now. Okay. Because I found this one important and I skipped it. So I had it in Europe, and Argentina is not in Europe. And I haven't had coffee yet this morning. And that's why. But they won the World Cup. That's important. Proposed bill in Argentina encourages citizens to reveal crypto holdings. Okay. Argentina's Ministry of the Economy, the country's economic policy manager, has drafted a bill to encourage Argentinians to declare their cryptocurrency holdings using the inducement of discounted tax rates. Aimed at combating money laundering, the externalization of Argentine savings, draft law was introduced by Economy Minister Sergio Massa, according to a January 6th report. That's last week. Hey, it's okay. The bill would require crypto holders to produce an affidavit, a sworn statement of identifying the whereabouts of their holdings to the government. The bill proposes tax incentives to encourage citizens to declare their holdings. Those who voluntarily declare their holdings within 90 days of the law coming into force would pay just a 2.5% tax on the capital gains of their crypto holdings. This tax rate would increase incrementally every 90 days until it reaches 15%, the country's standard capital gains tax rate. Looks like they're giving you a break. Looks like they're giving you an opportunity to make some money without taxing you, which is a really good idea. And that looks like the tax law in the U.S. is going to be knocked down, but that would be good to not have income taxes. So we're going to go to Asia. I have one piece of news out of Asia. Hong Kong watchdog aims to restrict retail traders to liquid products. The new licensing program, scheduled to take off in June, will restrict retail traders in Hong Kong to highly liquid digital assets, according to the new CEO of Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission, Julia Long Hongyi. At the recent Asian Financial Forum, Leung pointed out that many digital asset platforms have thousands of products. It's true. However, the SFC executive highlighted that they are not planning to allow retail investors to trade in all of them. Instead, the FSC will set up criteria that allow retail traders to only trade major virtual assets. Um, they didn't provide detail on what those assets will be, but they mentioned they will be assets with deep liquidity and highly liquid. To me, what that means is, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, some of the top 10, even well, they didn't mention anyone's in specific, but those are the highly, liquid ones. And you know, do you really want people who are unfamiliar i- investing in ICOs in the seed round? Um, there's been a lot of pain in that space. So let me know your thoughts if this is a good idea. I happen to think it is, um, because most of the frauds or most of the losses have over time have occurred in the seed and pre-seed areas by people who have no idea what they're investing in or how to invest in it. They just were told by the friend, I heard it was good, instead of looking at the white paper and seeing, oh, the team's not even presented there. So, let me know your thoughts. And then we're going to go to Nigeria in Africa. Nigeria is set to create a legal framework for stablecoins and ICOs, which I just mentioned, ICOs. As one of the world's pioneers in adopting its own central bank digital currency, Nigeria also declares its readiness to accept the existence of private stablecoins. The necessity to create a legal framework for stablecoins is noted in the latest central bank strategy paper, published under the headline Nigeria Payment Systems Vision 2025. The 83-page report from the Central Bank of Nigeria considers the development of a regulatory framework for the potential usage of stablecoins. The document outlines the need to develop a framework, given that stablecoins are likely to become a successful payment mechanism in the country. You know, how good is a stablecoin if you have massive inflation? Let me know your thoughts. And then we'll stick with Nigeria for our last article today. Nigeria crypto exchange Roku receives, and that's not RUKO, it's ROQQU, receives a European virtual currency license. The exchange was granted a virtual currency license for the European Economic Area. After 2 years of waiting for permission from regulatory authorities, the move allows the firm to operate in 30 countries and broaden its services within one of the world's largest crypto markets. Um, with the expansion, Roku hopes to reach over 5 million users by 2023, up from 1.4 million users in Nigeria, the only country in which the exchange operated until the license was granted. Among the African countries where the exchange plans to provide services in the coming months are South Africa, Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. That sounds very positive. And we'll end on that positive note. Uh, yeah. So we got some positive things and we got some negative things, and we got launch. We got 2 podcasts coming out this weekend with the Crypto Hipster, and we have a new show called Drop the Soap. And Barry Silver, you are invited to be on my show. So is Bankman Fried. You're invited to be on Drop the Soap. And we talk about you and everybody else. Crypto Hipster podcast brings out people's the good actors, thought leadership to the world. So check that out, and then we'll check us out next week on the X Factor with the Crypto Hipster for season 2, episode 3 next week. And hopefully it'll be a great week of news and updates and everything. And I want all my listeners to have a wonderful week. And I will see you next week. Thank you.